Emma had $20,000 sitting in her Chase savings account. She was proud of herself. She wasn't spending it. She wasn't touching it. She was being responsible. What was her account paying her? 0.38%. That's $76 a year. Meanwhile, Chase was using her money to write mortgages at 7%. Emma didn't know that. Then there's Chris. Chris did his research. He opened a high-yield savings account. He found one paying 4.5%. He told everyone about it. He sent the link to his friends. He felt like he'd cracked the code. And mathematically, he was right. 4.5% beats 0.38. That math is clear. But Chris was still leaving money on the table. He just didn't know it yet. My name is Ling. I study the math they never taught you. Today I'm going to show you exactly how much Emma is losing, exactly how much Chris is still leaving behind, and the one rule that changes both of their situations permanently. The rule is this: cut out the middleman, always. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to understand why your savings account, even a great one, might be the most polite way a bank has ever taken your money. Here's what your bank does with your deposit. The moment you put $20,000 in a savings account, that bank doesn't hold it. It lends it out. Home loans at 7%, personal loans at 10%, credit cards at 21%. That spread between what they pay you and what they charge everyone else is called the net interest margin. The average net interest margin for U.S. banks last year? 3.5%. So Emma's bank collects 3.5% on her money and gives her 0.38. What about Chris? His HYSA bank collects the same spread. They pay him 4.5. Better, but the bank is still the middleman, and every middleman takes a cut. So where do these high yield rates actually come from? The U.S. Treasury, T-bills. The government borrows money directly from investors and pays them a rate set by the Federal Reserve. Right now, around 5%. No bank needed. Every single HYSA is essentially a bank buying T-bills and reselling the return to you after keeping their cut. You can buy those T-bills yourself. That's the math they never taught you. Let me show you exactly where Chris stops winning. Chris HYSA pays 4.5%. The T-bill rate is 5%. That's a 50 basis point gap. On $20,000, $100 a year. Not life-changing. Until you factor in state taxes. Here's what almost nobody talks about. T-bills and funds that hold T-bills are exempt from state and local income tax. Your HYSA interest? Fully taxable at every level. If Chris lives in California, 9.3% state income tax, his 4.5% HYSA becomes 3.9% after tax. The T-bill at 5%? Still 5%. On $20,000, that's $220 more every year on money that was just sitting there. Chris thought he'd won. He was still leaving $220 on the table. Let me put all three side by side. Same $20,000, same 12 months. Emma, regular savings account, 0.38%. 20,000 multiplied by 0.0038 equals $76 before tax. Chris, high yield savings account, 4.5%. 20,000 multiplied by 0.045 equals $900. After California state tax at 9.3%, $816. Ling's approach. SGOV, a T-bill ETF, 5.1%. 20,000 multiplied by 0.051 equals $1,020. Federal tax only, no California state tax. Effective return, $1,020. The difference between Chris and Ling? $204 in year one. Over 10 years with compounding, $2,800. On money that was doing nothing different, just sitting in a different place. That's the math nobody runs. Now I know what you're thinking. Ling, T-bills sound complicated. Don't I need some special account? Some government website? No, that is exactly what the banks want you to think. There's a fund called SGOV. It holds short-term T-bills. It trades on the stock market like any other ETF. If you can buy Apple stock, you can buy SGOV. Same app, same account. 2 minutes. Here's the principle I want you to carry with you forever. Banks are middlemen. They sit between you and the US government's money and charge you for the connection. Every time you put money in a savings account, any savings account, you are paying a middleman to access something you can reach directly. The rule is, cut out the middleman. Always. Not just for savings, for anything. When you can go to the source, go to the source. That's the math they never taught you. So how do you actually do this? Option 1, SGOV. SGOV is an ETF managed by BlackRock. It holds T-bills maturing in under 3 months. It pays interest monthly, directly into your brokerage account. You buy it like a stock. You sell it like a stock. Liquidity, daily. State tax exempt, yes. Minimum investment, the price of 1 share, around $100. This is the 2-minute solution. This is where Emma and Chris both ended up. Option 2, TreasuryDirect, the official US government website. You buy T-bills directly, 0 middleman, 0 fund fee. The trade-off, less liquid. You hold until maturity, 4, 8, or 13 weeks. For an emergency fund, SGOV is better. For money you won't touch for 3 months, TreasuryDirect gets you a slightly higher return. Option 3, a government money market fund. Fidelity SPACs, Schwab, SWVXX, Vanguard VMFXX. Similar rates to SGOV, but check the fund's government obligation percentage because state tax exemption only applies to the T-bill portion of the fund. 3 options. All of them cut out the bank as the middleman. All of them accessible from your existing brokerage account. None of them require a financial advisor, a new account, or more complexity than buying a stock. 2 objections. I've heard them both. Let me kill them. But my savings account is FDIC insured. Isn't that safer? FDIC protects you if your bank fails, up to $250,000. But here's the real question. What's more likely to fail, a private commercial bank or the United States federal government? T-bills are backed by the full faith and credit of the United States. That is not a slogan. That's the same guarantee behind every dollar in existence. T-bills are arguably the safest financial instrument on the planet. What if I need the money quickly? SGOV trades every business day during market hours. Sell in the morning, cash in your account by afternoon. That is comparable to a savings account, where large transfers can still take 1 to 3 business days. Liquidity is not a problem. The only real barrier left? Inertia. You already have a brokerage account, and if you don't, that's the first thing to fix. That's a different video. But if you have one, SGOV is 2 minutes away. Emma learned this math. She didn't close her savings account. She kept $2,000 in Chase for immediate expenses and moved $18,000 into SGOV. Year 1, $918 in returns, instead of $76. She made more in 1 month from SGOV than she made all year from Chase. Chris upgraded. He kept his HYSA for 1 month of expenses. Easy access, no stress. Everything else went into SGOV. His effective yield went from 3.9% after tax to 5.1%. $220 more a year. Not because he worked harder, not because he took more risk, because he stopped paying a middleman. Same money, different address. That's what the math reveals every time. Before you go, one question. Which one are you right now? Emma, money sitting in a regular savings account earning almost nothing, telling yourself you'll move it eventually. Chris, proud HYSA user who thinks you've already solved this but hasn't seen the tax math. Or are you already cutting out the middleman? Drop your answer below. Emma, Chris, or Middleman-Free. And if you want to know where your SGOV returns should go next, because parking cash isn't enough, this video breaks down exactly what to. Buy first, real estate or stocks? I ran the math. The answer surprised me. The link is right there. Im Ling. And that's the math they never taught you.